Okay, I'm on. Okay, I'm live now on YouTube. Okay, so bring your butts over. I don't do card readings. All right, so my apologies. I don't do card readings. All right, so bring your butts over to YouTube. I'm on there now, and let's see how this works. Meet me on YouTube, y'all. Spell my YouTube. My YouTube is KONSCIOUS. Can you text my YouTube in there, Miranda? KONSCIOUS. Hey, Kathy. Yep, I did a link. Let me bring the link. Hold on. I'm still really copy. Wait, copy. Okay. Listen, I'm not really good at this. Post a comment. Paste. Did the link come up? Hold on, it is coming. It's coming. Okay, the link is there. That's the link right there. That's the link. So if you click, okay, good, Dana, good. So come on YouTube, and the link is posted. Hey, Lady P, how we doing? Hey, Chestney, I see you. Hey, Quarter, Happiness, I see you guys. Okay, hey, Jamisha. All right, so I posted the link. So I'm waiting for this brother to come up. Okay. In the meantime, hey, Lady P. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. Give me a second. I'm still. Listen, I'm not really the best. Hey, Michelle. I'm not really the best in these things. Okay. Come to my YouTube. My YouTube is Conscious Kirk, and so you might have a better experience in YouTube. Give me a second. Hey, Jennifer. All right. So I sent the link. Hey, great folks. I sent the link. I don't know if the link is. I hope it's. Yeah, the link is right here. How do I pin this? So make it rain and clear it out. And make it rain and clear it out. Hey, yo. So, okay, where is invest? Hey, Jeannie, how you doing, girl? Hey, Jeannie. Where's invest? You wrote me on the chair. Well, hi, Jeannie's clients. All right. I'm waiting for this brother to join. If he is going to join. Did he disappear? So we were talking about something. He asked me the question. The question that he asked me. Hey, Rajbi, how you doing? Oh, Cynthia. Cynthia, you want to come up, Cynthia? Give me a thumbs up if you want to come up, if you're ready. Okay, you follow me, RN? Cynthia, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up. Okay, I see your thumb. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, how are you doing? How are you
Doing
doing?
well.
Okay. Did you have a question or a comment or a question or something?
Well, I'm just coming in, so I'm not quite sure what your topic was.
Oh, so you just jump right in, huh?
Yes, I just jumped right in.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Well, we was talking about for people who have questions when it comes to dating, hey Lindley, relationships, situations, why you can't have this, why you can't have that, goals and manifestations and energy, whatever questions that there was. If you have a question, feel free to ask the question that you want to have or ask.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm the only one here so far.
No, no, no. You're the only one in the box.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
only one at a time allowed in a
Okay.
box. So I don't know
Hmm.
if you have a question that you want to ask.
Hmm. Well, no, not right offhand.
Okay, then let me bring you back down, okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right. All right. So if that person is not coming on, um, oh, Hey, Sada, how you doing? If you have a question, come in the box. If you have something that you want to discuss, I got some of the questions just a few minutes ago. People asking me questions, and now here I am given the opportunity to answer questions, and people don't want to ask the questions. It's in a panel like TikTok. Yeah, click on the link. Let me give the link again. Um, let me give the link again. So that's the link. If you want to come up and ask if you have a question that you want to ask, feel free to join. Ask a question. Jamie, don't be afraid to ask. Why don't you come over TikTok and ask me? I mean, on YouTube. But what's the question? And you know what though? To be honest, okay, good. To be honest though, no question is bad because I think many of us have the same question. Many of us have the same experiences, the same situations, the same questions, but we think it's just us. Hey, Kathy, namaste. Hey, Ronette from Florida. But yeah, I think many of us deal with the same things. But I think that we are afraid to ask because we think we're the only one who might be dealing with it. But many people have your same questions. You might realize that it's not just you. But where is that guy who I was talking to? The guy had the question. Now he disappeared. Where's Investor? Is he here? Hey Tess, how you doing? We in here. We in here. But where's that guy at? The guy just disappeared. What question did you have? Who had the question? Oh, Jamie's. Oh, I was Jamie. You hi, Jamie. Do you have YouTube?
Do, but I don't really use YouTube that much. Do I need to switch over? I can try. You're very tech savvy, and I'm
No, no, no. Actually, I'm not. I'm not. Go on YouTube, right? And so I could bring up on the chat because this is gonna be it's easier on air. Okay. Uh-oh, you still there? So go ahead on YouTube, and then yeah, go ahead on YouTube, and then my YouTube is Conscious Kirk, and I swear that guy who made me come over here, I found my prince. Oh, Jeannie said, Coach, help clear stuff for me. I found my prince. Coach can really help. Believe what he says. And let me tell you this. Jeannie, I don't want to tell your age, but I'm sure you don't mind. Jeannie is 50, 61, 62. Jeannie, you 61 or 62? And Jeannie just found her prince. We're inside and outside in my tube. Jeannie is 61 years old. 61. And Jeannie just found her man. And she found it exactly like how she saw it in her mind, how she envisioned it, how she felt it. And she recognized him instantly. And even though it's been very short, it hasn't been that long, but she knows and it makes sense, right? It makes sense for Jeannie. Let me tell you guys, right? Here is the thing that we don't understand. I think many of us are afraid, right? Because you think that as you get older, right? As you get older, it gets scarier and there's nobody there. But I promise you, there's people all there. I mean, it's right here. And so, like I was telling that guy, if you think in lack, if you think that there's a drought of men, drought of women, then you can't find it because your brain automatically resists. Your mind automatically resists. We are going to Paris on Friday. That's what I'm talking about, right? When you begin to think that there is, like that guy said earlier, you said there's not all the black women usually more this and more that, and it's not true. That's the black women that you are looking at. But there are so many black women. You can't say the most. There are so many white women. There are so many men and women that's around that we cannot always think the most. Because when we think the most, you are resisting with your reality what you desire, and you are putting your reality in what you want. Jamie, Okay, you know what, Jamie? Go ahead, Jamie. Jamie, let me invite you again. You could ask your question right here, okay? So send the request again, Jamie, and then you could ask it right here. It's fine. It's fine. Stay where you are and ask the question right here. It's fine. Um, Jamie, I sent you a request. Yeah.
Join on YouTube.
Oh,
Dude,
the link.
I was born like an 85-year-old.
That's all right. That's all right.
These I was gonna ask you. So in dating, so if someone you're dating has an ex-wife, ex-husband, they don't have children, but they still speak to each other, do you feel like that's a problem? For me, it is a little bit of a problem.
Why?
There's no like children to share, things like that. I'm just wondering your opinion.
Why is it a problem to you? Like, why do you think it's a problem?
It might still be a little bit fresh, so it's like they're not emotionally disconnected, I guess.
Um, how long have you been talking?
6 months.
And they're still talking to their spouse. I mean, their ex-wife, an ex-girlfriend,
Yeah,
on a regular basis.
yeah, she lives across the country, but so I mean, it's not like she's there, but it's just
Well,
they probably talk more than I even know. But
how do you feel jealous well when they speak or what?
still concerned that he's not emotionally available to really commit or continue.
Does he show up for you?
Some yes, some no.
Well, 6 months you've been dating this guy, and the guy is still talking to his ex-wife. I don't think people have to stop talking to their ex-wives or ex-girlfriends or ex-husbands just because they meet someone new. I think sometimes you have to be honest and see how the person is showing up. I think you have to see how a person is showing up, because if we want somebody all the time to for us to feel safe, they have to completely destroy their entire life or their past life, then it says how much insecurities and how much fear that we really have. I would say this, my famous words: let people be who they are. And then when you come to a place where you see their true colors, stop painting what you think that they want to be, or stop painting what you think that you want to see, and accept the drawing that they give to you. See what I'm saying? So let people be who they, yeah, let them be who they are. Let them show you who they are. And it's not your place right now to tell them who to talk to, who they can't talk to. It's your place to observe.
Right, and that's what it's not my place.
Yeah.
So it's like you're between a rock and a hard place of you can say something, but it's not really going to benefit you at the end of the day. So it's like a really hard conversation to have.
Yeah. Hey, Via Butterfly. I think when we try to have that type of control in the beginning, people begin to lie to us. And even if something may not even be happening, they begin to downplay. Right.
Position to where he feels he needs to hide something. That's the worst thing. That would be like the worst thing that happened.
Right. Right. So you're gonna have to see where he's at. Use the way how you show up, right? I mean, how he shows up. You got to see how he shows up. Hey, let invest. Click on the link. Invest. Click on this link right here. See how he's showing up for you, right? See how he's talking and treating you, and then go from there and see if it makes sense. But that's all you can go by. Now later on, you might just realize that he might have less needs and less attachment towards her, and but you can't just expect people to kill their whole past life because they don't know who you are yet. They're not sure of you. They don't know what you want. They don't know your desires. And so let people be who they want to be so that you can see what they are, so you can make a decision. Is this what I want or not?
Thank you so much for letting me come up. I'm so sorry I could not do the YouTube
You're
thing.
fine. You're fine.
And thank you, Sada. I'm so.
Uh-huh.
How do you pronounce her name?
Sorta.
Sada. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate y'all.
No problem.
Good evening.
Same to you. Talk to you later. All right. So invest. Invest you there. You ready? Invest, I see you, but you gotta you have a camera on or something? Um, yeah, thanks for being brave. We're too we're too attracted or attached to the outcome that we have imagined instead of the reality that we are being shown. Learn to see the reality in front of you instead. Hey, Miranda, click on the link, Miranda. Click on the link. Because it's like everybody's afraid to come up. Why is everybody so afraid to come up? Uh, hey, why are you all so afraid to come up, man? Like, you all don't be afraid to come up. It's me. It's just me. Ain't nobody special. But if nobody coming up, yeah, come up, Sierra, come up. Sierra, come up. Come up. Click on the link. If you have a question that you want, listen, I don't do this all the time. We're just talking about just random stuff. Um, I ain't doing this all the time. So if I'm doing it now and you see me here, you might as well use it. You- Hey, Miranda, can you hear me? I hope my stuff is not I hope
Sorry, I had my security setting on to keep my microphone off. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can
Okay.
hear you. Hey, so what were you saying just now?
Oh, hold on, I'm echoing here.
I click on the link. I can't hear nothing. I don't know why. I see you in the box, but I don't know why. I'm not sure why. I saw you
Because
was on the box. Wasn't
it's because I had YouTube open and StreamYard open, and so they were playing off each other.
Okay, I got you. Uh,
Okay, so what's up? You want me to repeat what I said?
yeah. What were you saying?
I was saying that sometimes what we end up doing is that we end up imagining things how we want it to be. So we end up playing this video in our head that we're wanting to believe. And because our subconscious can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not real, it believes what we imagine. So just like whenever you think it's something that makes you mad and you can actually feel it in your body, even though it's just a memory, it's not actually going on in reality out in front of you, you're telling your subconscious that something's going on. So it starts storing it. So whenever we're imagining what we want our partner to be like, you know, we end up actually convincing ourselves that that's who they are, even though we haven't actually seen it. And so we start playing this role that we've put them in and living it out as if it's already happened. But the other person doesn't really have a part in that yet. We haven't told them this. We're just assuming that that's who they are. And so we end up getting disappointed. So we need to learn to believe what it is that we see them doing instead of trying to make up excuses. Oh, well, that's not what it can't be what it is. Because you've decided you've chosen who we are. We want what we see. And like you've been talking about the law of detachment, we have to learn to detach from the outcome. We can't base our
You're
we have
breaking
to
up,
learn
Miranda.
that if this happens, I'll be fine. Oh,
I think you
I
breaking
am.
up a little bit. Yeah, I think you were.
Is that any better?
But yeah, it is.
Okay. So I was saying
Let
that
me
we have to learn to not be happy based on the outcome. We have to learn to be happy regardless of the outcome.
indeed. You know, and you know what though? That's the biggest challenge, you know. That's the biggest challenge because we want to control the end. I think since we want to control the end so much, we're not really seeing what's there. We're seeing what's here. And so we're gonna control people to fit in the narrative of what we want the end to be, right? We want to control people to fit in that space. Let me bring up Chesney, Miranda, I'm gonna keep you up. Let me bring up Chesney because I think she have a question. And then Invest, I see you in the box. I'll bring you up. And Yazina, I see you in the box. I'll bring you up soon. Okay, so just bear with me. Okay, so let me bring up Chesney because I know Chesney has a question.
Hi,
Chesney,
how
what's
you doing?
good?
Hi, how you doing?
Hi,
Can you hear me?
Chesney, you one of my biggest supporters. Listen,
Uh-huh.
you come to all my lives. You whether on TikTok, whether it is in, and so I appreciate you. So ask or comment away.
Okay, so I was just going to piggyback on what the young lady was saying about the guy that she's dating for 6 months, um, still being in contact with his ex. And I have that similar situation with me. I'm in contact with my ex husband, my daughter's dad. I don't see a problem with them, like you said, with them being in contact with him or having good relationships. I mean, aren't we wanting to be functional people and not dysfunctional? I mean, you're not with the person, so it really shouldn't matter whether or not, they're talking to their ex or not. But once you said the thing, you hit it on the head. It's like, is your security or your insecurity or your lack of self esteem about the situation? Because, like Miranda just said, they have no idea what you're thinking in your brain. You're having a whole conversation. You didn't executed them. You're the lawyer. You're the judge. You're the jury, and they have no idea what's going on. All they see is that you're emotionally up and down. You know what I'm saying? They don't see everything that's happening in your brain because it's in your brain. So I actually was dealing with that in my mental at one point, and I was saying like, you know what? I'm just gonna be happy because I'm me. And then my friend was like, I appreciate that you're happy all the time. I said, you know what? I do too. I said, because I consciously every day make it my business to make sure that I start the day off in a happy place. Because I know that life is going to happen to me, but at least let me give myself a cushion to be able to when life comes, be able to resolve it in a way of which I'm not overly done or overwhelmed. I'm just coming from a hard place every time. I'd rather come from a good place, start out there, and give myself a cushion. But I do agree with the insecurity in being secure because I was insecure really badly in my past relationship, and it was so bad to where I was going through the phone and I had all the receipts in the world and I did not go nowhere. I didn't go anywhere, and I should have. But listening to you, and that's when I started listening to you after I got out of the relationship. Someone had sent me one of your lives, and I got on, and I was just like, man. But it's like you helped me so much see myself. Like it showed me all the areas in which I needed to grow. It wasn't about that person; it was about my growth, and it was about where I was going and what I said I wanted. And it was like, but are you actually doing the work to get there? This person, and like you said, oh, I'm still in love with that person. I can't get over. No, yes, you can because you chose to stay. You can choose to leave. You can choose to love yourself, and you can choose to grow. And you can choose to choose yourself. I was not choosing myself my whole life, and I learned how to choose myself. And even to this day, I'm still choosing myself even over people that I really, really love. It could even be your kids. But when you choose you, you have a better chance of not being so overwhelmed with life. And you have so much more peace. Like I'm sitting on my back porch looking at blue skies and white clouds. That's my favorite thing in the whole world. And I'm extremely happy. And I'm not doing anything major. I'm just sitting here on here with you guys, having grown up conversations, working through life, talking about spirituality, religion, like the things you talk about, the things you teach. I have known these things in my mental since I was 23 and didn't understand why do I have all this information? Why do I have all this knowledge? What does it mean? So when I came across you, you started explaining. I was like, nice. Now I get to understand why I was never like anybody else. I didn't believe like other people. I was totally different, and now I'm like, it's okay to be different because there are a whole community of different people, and no one is wrong. Well, like you said, whatever works for you works for you. Whatever's giving you
That's it.
your best and your most happiness, that is what works for you. So,
That's it. And you're right. And I like when you say you realize that it wasn't about them, it was about you. Because on this journey, one thing that you're gonna realize on this journey is not about the other person. It's not about all those other people outside. It's about you. It's about how you perceive what's happening around you, how you perceive what you listen to, what you heard. You know what I'm saying? It's about you. And I think when we learn that it's about us, our relationships will change because we're going to see the power that we have. Oh, we're going to see the choices that we have. It's not even the power, the choices that we have, because we always have choices. So when I learned this beautiful secret, it's not about my ex-wife, it's not about my wife, it's not about him, it's not about her, it's about me. When I learned that, I began to behave in the way that I wanted to behave in. And that's when I began to fix my life because it was always about me. But yeah, I appreciate you coming up to speak on this, Chestney. I appreciate you so much. I'm about to
Thank
bring up
you.
Invest now to ask that question. I hope he's ready. Thank you, Chestney. I appreciate you. All right. Invest, you ready to come up? I don't know if he's there. I don't know if he's ready. Invest, you up, man. You ready?
Hey, Mr. Kirk, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing, man?
I am doing fantastic, sir. First of all, let me say that it would be remiss of me not to say this to you, sir. You have a very good way of delineating your points, and I really appreciate it. That's the reason why I checked in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. And thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Seems like there's a delay. Maybe it's on my side. I'm not sure.
We hear you, man. We hear you. Go ahead and ask the question that you want to ask.
Yes. Pertaining to the question that I typed in the chat, you were responding to the question, and then you tried to allow me to call in, and I appreciate that as well. Um, I know you are repugnant to the word most. I understand that. um, and yes, it's not every woman, which will be foolish to say every, right? However, I am just being honest because I live in Houston, and I'm just being honest based off my observation. Maybe I'm going to the wrong places. Maybe that's on me. But I've also been in the church. I've been to university. I've been in different workplaces. I have my own businesses, and similar attitude is being portrayed. So you're saying, is it because of who I'm looking at, what I'm trying to get? So the reason why I want your help, because you seems to be a person of sound reasoning. So any help you can any help you can any way you can help me, I would appreciate that.
Okay, listen, I understand. I understand exactly what you were saying. I understand where your mind is coming from. I get it. What we have to understand is this. Remember, how you think reflects your environment or your surroundings. And how you feel oftentimes reflect your environment or your surroundings. Now, if your surroundings is giving you a feeling, you will then give the environment a feeling, and that environment will grow. So the feeling that you are giving out to the environment, it makes more of what you already see. Now, what you have to do is understand this. Your reality has to be changed from the inside out. What you see has to be different from the inside out. Because if you see most women are this, most women are that, most women have a masculine attitude, what you have to learn to do, you have to stop seeing what you are seeing, right? Because if, let's say, if they are there, they are there. I mean, are people masculine? Yes. Are people bad? Yes. Are people cheaters? Yes. But if that's your focus, that's what you get. That's all you can have. That's all you can have. So now it's up to you to change the way how you think and what you think about. That that will produce a new reality for you of those people that you think about. If you think about those people who are bad for you, those people who are toxic, those people who are unhealthy, then that's what you're going to experience. That's who you're going to meet because your thoughts will always awaken them. Your thoughts speaks to them. Your thoughts you are experiencing them mostly. This is where people got the most trouble when it comes to dating, because you are thinking something that you don't want. If you think what you don't want, you get what you don't want. If you think what you don't want, you feel what you don't want, and then you create what you don't want. And so until you think what you do want, feel what you do want, that's when you can create a different reality to choose from. So it's up to you to realize, if you think in lack, you're going to get lack. If you think that in famine, you're going to get famine, because you begin to resist and you begin to fight. What you resist and what you fight persists even more, and it grows. So it's up to you to change your mindset. If you want a powerful woman, a kind woman, a soft woman, then it's up to you to think, number one, there's an abundance of them. Do you know how you got to have all those businesses? Like, you're a businessman, you have money. You know how you got to have money? Even though you probably grew up around poverty, you begin to think about abundance. You begin to see it. You begin to experience it. And then you begin to have experiences that the other person who grew up in your neighborhood couldn't have, because your thought process was different. So the mindset is, even if there is two available, my mindset says I attract it. Even if it was two women who were soft and loyal and kind, even if there was only two, I can attract it. So don't think about in terms of most women are this, most men are that. It's irrelevant. Think about the one that I want is right here. You have to think it, you have to feel it, you have to embody it, you have to experience it, and you have to believe that it exists. When you can do that, that changes your reality. Does that make sense?
Right, right, right. Um, yeah, that's a good way to frame it. I like that framing. Help me with this. This practical, I would say maybe a tactical way right now. So I will meet someone here in Houston, a black woman preferably, right? And she's beautiful, all that good stuff. Invite her on a date. Everything goes well, but then maybe a few days or a week, she would act like that the type of masculinity I'm talking about. And then when I say something about it, like, hey, I personally don't like a woman that act like that, then they would in turn respond by saying, oh, you don't want a strong woman, oh, you don't want a strong black woman. Like, I've heard that many times. And I'm not saying that I'm ostracizing someone to be strong. That's not necessarily the point. Just as though you were saying earlier, just be who you are. If you're strong, you're strong. But if you're leading with it, it sometimes it put off a certain it's distasteful in a sense. That's my observation, right? And I know this might be long-winded, but let me just also contrast it. So I have a business partner in Mountain View, California, and I travel there every 2 weeks. As a result of that, lots of tech companies, because one of my companies is in tech space. When we go out, most women, especially for black women, what they do is, because they know the tech guys are in those areas and they're wealthy, they present themselves there, right? But the difference is that they will never say to me, "Oh, I'm a strong white woman." So that's the contrast where I have the friction right there. It's like, even though I don't want to marry a white woman, they possess that the idiosyncrasy that I want, but then the persons the person who I would really want to spend my life with does not.
So here is what we look at. We have to look at history. Um, like a black man, we know we are said that we are more aggressive. And
Right.
why we gotta be more aggressive is because sometimes we deal with more shit. Sometimes we are picked on and we deal with some serious stuff just by the color of our skin. And so we are easily a bit more aggressive. Now you meet, sometimes you see a white man and he ain't got to be aggressive because he ain't being bothered. Nobody bothers him. Nobody poke at him. Nobody. And so naturally we're gonna be so the black woman is different. The black woman has been down for many years. The black woman has been in survival mode for many, many, many years. And so you just can't show up as a man and expect her to come out of it. You
Right.
know, this is why we have to have patience because the black women have been left. Her father has left. This just going on. The world has ate at her. She giving birth. She is left to die by herself, and the chance of all this stuff happening happens to other black women. And so, one thing about dating a black woman, you have to have patience.
Mm,
Truly, date
okay.
anybody, but you have to understand that that woman is successful. She did everything on her own. So to give that up and to put that trust in you, it's gonna take some time. My wife just didn't, relinquish her stuff and say, Kirk, you take it. No, no, no. It's built off of trust. A second date after we just meet, it don't give you the right to tell a woman, I don't like how you. No, that's her life. That's how she lives. That's how she has so far endure life. That's how she have been living for so many years. She protects herself, she defends herself, she stands up for herself. And just because she's on a date with you and she met you doesn't mean that she changed herself. And so it takes a while, right? Because I get it. I mean, I get it. You want a woman who's already soft, feminine. But remember, you got to be in your masculine your entire time. You can stay in your masculine your entire time. You can be masculine whether you are single or married.
Right.
But a woman, understand when she is single, she fends for herself. She fights for herself. She fights her own battles. She struggles by herself. If no, listen, sometimes if her parents passed away, it's her. And so that woman has to learn. It's not easy for us because I mean, for like us, we could stay masculine, but for her, to tell her that she gotta be masculine and then be feminine and then be masculine and then bring that balance, you're not understanding the dynamics of this because it's hard to switch. It's very difficult to switch. And we don't have to switch. We are blessed to be masculine, who can be masculine whether we in somewhere, we at church, we can be masculine. We at the restaurant, we can be masculine. We at home, we can be masculine. We at work, we can be masculine. We with our friends, we can be masculine. We with girls, we can be masculine. Her is a bit different. So you can't expect her to snap out of her masculine energy. And sometimes it's not even masculine. Sometimes it's just where she is. So, but you have to have patience. You have to have patience when dealing with this because a woman is not going to just relinquish her power, what she knows to be and who she is, just because she met you. She don't know you yet. When she begin to know you, she begin to trust you. She begin to relax around you because you're no longer a threat. You're not one of them people who want to take advantage of her or use her. The
Right.
world is not you anymore. So she learns to, and she breathes and she relaxes. And when she relaxes, oh, it makes sense. The dynamic, but see the white woman never really had to go through what she went through, and so the white woman don't have to say I'm independent and I'm this because she never had to not be independent. Do you understand? If she's
Yeah.
not, do you understand what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. I'm not making excuses, but I understand. Even me as a black man, I'm I'm expected. I have certain expectations too. But she doesn't know you. You have to give her time to know and trust you. But if you expect after one date, after 2 days, like if you expect after 2 days for her to just get soft, you could be another man who can hurt her. You could be
Right.
another man who wants sex. You could be just another dude off the street who just want to just take advantage and take what you want and go. And so she takes a while, but you have to be that masculine energy. Sometimes it sucks, but that's just sometimes how it is. I'm not being a simp, but I understand the dynamics. She's tired. She's scared. She's scared, man. She's afraid. Do you get it?
Yes. Yeah, I completely agree. And the reason why I'm taking the time to listen, because our success it's positive, but it can also be detrimental to if we don't understand to use our power. Sometimes we believe that we can just get things immediately because we um are in a tax bracket. We just believe like we just snap our fingers and things just automatically fix. So I completely understand.
Yes, indeed. That's what it is. And having a penis don't really. don't really mean nothing. Having opinions and being a man, because what I realized about a man, something that I had to learn. I'm 40 something years old. I had to learn that a beast, a giant, is very gentle, because you know how much pain you can bring, you know how much harm you can bring, you know how much danger you can you know can have. And so, being a man, I realize in this stage in my life, a 45-year-old man, I'm I'm a combat soldier, I'm a combat vet, I've done so much, but now I can learn to be softer, because now I know my strength. I know I can crush you with was one word. And so I've learned to be extra softer with my wife and my kids, because why? I know my strength. Now, if you haven't known your strength yet, you're gonna be reckless. You see somebody who doesn't know their strength, they are reckless with their words, expectations, their energy, and so therefore you end up with nothing really that you want. So you gotta be careful, man. That man, we have to go from that destructive man in the beginning, because in the beginning we destructive. In the beginning, we have to be destructive. But at this phase in our lives, man, we have to understand, shit, I have the power to destroy. I can break something, Joe. I can break how you feel. I can break the woman that you think that you are. I can break it with my words, with my thoughts, with my perception of you, with what with my action. And so if I know I can break it, I want to hold it gentle. So let that woman be gentle. Let her be her for a while, because you have to learn that her beyond what you assume that she should be. Learn to know that her be, because a lot of times a woman will vibe off of you. A woman will vibe off of you. I realize that with my own family. She will vibe off of you. That means she will see you and she will learn to adjust. But also, you have to understand, you have to learn to see her and adjust too. You have to adjust. We both have to adjust. But a woman will see you and adjust their softness, their nurturing. Because if you are a toxic energy to be around, she becomes strong too. She has to hold on to survive.
Right.
So
Right.
you have to
Right.
learn to lead with your strength by, hey, letting her be who she is. Allow her to be who she is. Allow her to be hard if she's gonna be hard in the beginning. Now, I mean, listen, I get it. Men want soft women, but sometimes to get the soft woman, you have to have patience. You have to understand that she is doing what she feels that she has to do. She is doing what she must do to keep herself, guarded. The black woman is guarded, man. She guarded. But
Right.
can you blame her? You can't blame her, because the world has ate them jokers up, destroyed. She can't make mistakes like the other people. She really can't, because she would get tore up. So she's very guarded. So if she's guarded, now remove your judgment, right? Because if you
Uh,
want her guard to go down, you have to remove your judgment.
I just wrote the word patient and I put it on a sticky note, and I paste it on my computer, so I will have that reminder of this from this conversation as well. Just to have patience. I think that's definitely one of the issue. Um Patience. I just have two more questions, and I don't want to take up much of your time, but I really appreciate it. Um, and the first question is, I'm part of a brotherhood, and we're all entrepreneurs. So sometimes we just take off, travel to Greece or Spain whenever we feel like. And as a result of that, if I'm gonna get into a relationship, a long term relationship, preferably with um I I don't want her to work. Or if she works, maybe it's like, online or something. Is that selfish of me to want that?
No, but it's selfish to find a woman who works, who wants to work, and tell her not to. That's the selfish part. But if you want your woman not to work, there are many women who want to be housewives. There are many women who don't mind staying home with the kids and being a housewife, being the teachers at the home and stuff. But that's the woman that you have to find. But to find somebody who is career driven, right, and then call them masculine because they don't want to stay home, that's the problem. So if you have that, because this world is so big, there's so many people who want to do all this. People have all these options, and people are doing so many things. But you have to find that one who actually wants to be the stay at home wife, and then let her be her. But don't find a woman who is career driven, who has a degree, who wants to work, who want like my wife. I told my wife the other day, about 3 years ago, I said, listen, if you want to retire and stop working, you can. She said, no, I'd rather work for now. Got you. Be who you are. You don't bother me. Work. Because a lot of times these women who are working still, they have goals and ambitions, just like how the woman who doesn't want to work. They have goals, they have dreams. You know, you don't want to wait until you are about to be in a deathbed and regret that you didn't make anything of your life. And so these
Right.
women, so don't find those women and then think that, man, you should stay home. I need you to stay home. Find a woman who says that she want to be a housewife. But the only thing is, those women scare you too, because then you're gonna think that she want to use you, right?
Yeah, that's actually is a segue into the next question. Um, leading with money. Um, how do you think what's the best way for me to navigate the dating scene? Because you just said maybe she might scare me because she might be wanting me for my money, but I don't have a problem necessarily because I think especially black women deserve good things as well. So I don't have a problem sharing my wealth with somebody. I don't have a problem, but how do I navigate that to determine the difference?
This is why you have to lead with your character. You have to choose the man that you're going to be. You have to develop your character, because the money is not a character part. The money comes with the character. The money is not who you is. Money flows out and in, and so you have to know the man that you are. And I think many of us, men and women, we have done so much work in acquiring wealth and money
Mhm.
that we don't know who we really are. Above that, how old are you? If you how old are you?
I'm 39 years old.
39. And so maybe most of your life you have just been learning how to make money. And so you have missed how to invest in your emotional state, or your emotional intelligence, or your mindset, or even the love or peace or happiness. You probably haven't put an energy into that area. So now what you have put the most energy in is what you naturally lead with. So if you think money is your greatest treasure, that's what you're going to always lead with. If you think it's your looks, you're going to lead with your looks. If you think it's your body, you lead with your body. And so you have to, what do I want to lead with is the question. What do I want women to see? For instance, me, I'm a fit dude, but that's not what I want you all to see, right? That's not what I want to lead with. So I lead with my words. I lead with conversations. I lead with laughter. I lead with my charm and my charisma. And so that's what I lead with. And then later on, how much I make will play will be an addition. And then, my physique would be addition, but I lead with my conversation, because that's what I want to be seen as. So
What?
you have to know what
Sorry to
you
cut you.
want to be seen as, or to be
Sorry,
known as.
sorry to cut your train of thought. But how do you, for example, you just mentioned like your fitness, right? And you leave with something else. But what if like it is visible up front? For example, the vehicle that I drive is obvious. So should I tone it down if I'm dating, or because if I once I pull up, it's obviously that I do well for myself. So how do I navigate that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How?
You have what you have, but you have to have character. Remember, those things just add to it adds to your worldly values, but it doesn't add to your character. What you drive the car that you drive, live in the house that you live in, but when you speak, allow your character to speak through your mouth, right?
Okay.
If your character is speaking, what you have and what you don't have a lot of times is irrelevant. To be honest with you, it's just the world teaches us that men, we have to learn to provide everything, and it's not true. So it's about your belief systems too. But don't tone it down. You have what you have. You have worked hard. That says a lot. It shows a lot. But now what you have to do is ask yourself the question. And let me ask you right now, what is it when you look at the man that you want to be? What does it look like? That's the question that you have to answer. I mean, you have to ask yourself. When I look at the man that I want to be, what does it look like? Now, the man that I wanted to be, I look like it now. I wanted to be knowledgeable. I wanted to be
Right.
compassionate. I wanted to be open-minded. I wanted to be a conversationalist, and that's the man I practice being. So when I looked at me, that's what I wanted to be 10 years ago. But that's the man I have become. So the question should be for you: when I look at myself, when I see myself, what do I want to be, and then build on those things. That's what's going to build your character.
Yeah, I think if I should answer that question, I would say partial. I've attained partial. For example, I've always wanted to be wealthy. I've attained that. I also want to be a family man. I haven't attained that yet. Somebody who have wisdom, good character. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I've never take a shot in my entire life. I've never smoked a cigarette ever. Um, I've never gambled. All my time is just constantly in business, business, business. That's just what I focus on most of the time, and the gym as well, and like just character development conferences and travel, and like my parents, I pour heavily into my parents now to ensure that they don't have to lift a finger for the rest of their lives.
Uh, you have to ask the question still: what do I want? Because there's more. I think that you're not done yet. I think there's more you want to accumulate. Oh shoot! Did I lose connection? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
You're still there.
Can
You're good.
everybody? Okay, good. Um, I think you are not done yet when it comes to accumulation of things. So I think you have to learn to ask. Why is my camera off? You have to still ask. What the heck? Hold on, give me a second. What this thing right here? I don't know what happened to my stuff. You have to ask still. What else do I want? Because I don't think you are done yet. You know what I mean? I don't think you are done yet. So, what else do you want to
When
bring?
you
Do you want
when you said done yet, Mr. Kirk, I'm trying to understand exactly. When you said done yet, in terms of what?
it's
Monetary?
no, just character. Do you want compassion? Do you want to be a man of compassion? Right? Do you want to be a man of a man with understanding, wisdom? Do you want to
Right.
be a man who is spiritual? What do you want? You have to see what you want and you have to practice doing that. I don't know how I turned my camera. I don't know. I think my camera just messed up. So those questions that is question that you gotta ask for yourself again, right? Those questions needs to be asked by you. What do I want? Because you're not done. Because you know the business side, but you think compassion, understanding, wisdom. Because I think you are at that age right now that you are 39 years old. Let me tell you the problem that we have. Let me tell you the problem that we have as men. If you don't learn to be that in tune with yourself on the inside, you're gonna be that man who's gonna seek for that younger woman, that that 21-year-old with driving a nice car, because you're not gonna go switch over to the spiritual side. So you're gonna soon be into that, what's the other side? That midlife crisis. It's coming. So
Hmm.
if you don't decide the man that you want to be, you're gonna naturally go over to the midlife crisis. So that car that you could drive, you're gonna have, you're gonna need more cars, more women, more dates, because the midlife crisis is
Maybe
you
I'm
haven't
starting.
found your spiritualness.
Maybe I'm starting already, Mr. Kirk,
Yeah, right.
because
And that's
I
real
have four of them now, so maybe I'm starting already, and I don't know why.
because you're not finding yourself. You're finding the things. You're not finding yourself because you're not looking for yourself. You
Mm,
have to. The question that you have to ask is, what else do I desire? How do I see myself, and what do I want to see? You have to. You have to say, what do I want to see within myself? Do you want to be a man of wisdom? Start
right,
to read.
right, right.
Right? Do you want to be a man of compassion? Start to learn to accept and understand. Do you want to be a man of emotional intelligence? Learn to understand your own emotions. Learn to go in the, go deeper. What do you want to see when you look at yourself? Is the question that you're going to ask yourself. And when you learn that answer, and just be honest, when you learn that answer, you begin to feed yourself that knowledge, that type of information. And then you'll be that man. But it takes time.
I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it for sure. Thank you so much.
No problem, man.
Yeah, man.
No
Thank
problem. Hey, and hey, thank you for being honest, man. You're a very honest man. I like that. And a man like you who's very honest and who can actually, y- that means I expect good things from you. I mean, to be honest, I mean, all joke aside, I see a lot because you seem like you are open to learn and you are honest. So I think that has a huge, that has great opportunity for you because a lot of men won't admit what you just said.
you. Right. Yeah, I think I'm at this space now where I'm doing more self reflection and and as you said, trying to know more about myself, like, go deep, and even on the spiritual side as well, because I never, even though I was raised in a spiritual house and a religious household, I never really tapped into it deeply. Grew up in poverty and then get the opportunity to just start doing business and just go all in, just locked in, all in, and then just become successful almost overnight. We sold a company to Google and we just get this lump sum of money and I had a party phase, Mr. Kirk, just you know and luckily for me I never participated in any drugs or anything like that. I was always the conscious there. But now it's more as you quite delineated, is for me to tap into deeply within myself, because as you mentioned, I don't want to be the old man where I'll start the young girls, because I have the resources to do that. And I think that's unfortunate as well, because there are people out there where we can connect with and not necessarily be predators, or predator and prey basically.
Hey, thank you for coming up. I appreciate you coming up. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I think we're gonna do this more often, especially when you see other men want
Is
to learn or understand more. I think
there a
that's an
link,
amazing. I do appreciate you, man.
that I can support the channel or anything? Is there a link or something?
I think you know
You
what?
guys,
I don't know how to do it.
what do you call it again? My goodness, I forget the name of it. Um,
Hmm?
there's a thing that on YouTube that you can send the support, like the content creator support. What do you call
Yeah,
it again?
I think if you go in the chat on my YouTube, or I think under this video, I think you could send something. I don't know how to do it really, but I think there's a way because others do it. Right, Miranda. How do you do it, Miranda? Because I don't know.
Yeah, if you go into the chat, there's a money symbol at the bottom next to the bar where you can type in your message chat, um, and then you can choose how much money to send, and then just hit purchase, and it should throw it up in the chat.
Oh, I don't, but I can't see this right now. Like it's not showing. I don't. I only see the arrow to exit and then the message. I don't know.
When I think when you get out and you just see the video on YouTube, I think you'll see it. But if not, listen, the thought that counts. I appreciate it. But I think you can do it under any video. I think there's a choice in under any video that you see.
Also, the next thing, I'm not getting the notification when you're live. Like just now, I was waiting. So I want to continue the conversation, or just even you're just listening to your future conversation as well.
Appreciate
So
it.
how
Make
like
sure
how
you
do
click
I how do
on
I continue
subscribe.
that? Yes, I'm
Click
already.
on subscribe and
Uh-huh.
then click on there's a bell, there's a notification bell. You make sure that it is on. So there's a subscribe button, but then there's a bell that comes up, right, Miranda?
Yeah, go to his page on YouTube, his channel, and it'll say subscribe. And then once you hit subscribe to the channel, then it'll have a notification bell right next to it. You can click.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
no problem.
Thank you, sir.
Good,
Bye bye.
Bye
good
bye.
meeting you.
Bye bye,
Bye.
man.
All right, let me bring up Yazenia because I know she's been waiting for a
That
long time. Miranda,
that was pretty cool
before I
having a
bring
man come up.
Yeah, right. Wait. Yesenia, before I bring you up, Miranda, what would you say, just overall to that guy who just came up?
Overall, I would, just like you said, I would say be yourself. Don't put on a character that you don't want, them to see. It's like, be authentic. That's the one thing that I think us women complain about the most, is that the advertising isn't what it actually ends up being. Once it's end up getting us, then all of a sudden it turns into we're nagging, but we're actually not nagging. We're trying to get you to fulfill what you had promised us, and want to know why you haven't continued the behavior that got us in the, like we do, pretty much. And so our attitude, we perceive that as lying, and then we lose trust and all that kind of stuff. And that's whenever we start to harden, and we start to think that we need to be more independent, because we learn that we can't trust you. So just be yourself.
Indeed. Okay. Let me bring up
Another
Miss
thing is maybe not go for your type. Like Kirk always says all the time, don't go for your type, because sometimes going for your type is where the issue is. Some women know that they're good looking, and they know that they can use that to their advantage. So maybe try something different that you wouldn't go for. You still attracted to, but maybe go for not the traditional type that you would typically go for. That might be it. It worked for Kirk.
Yesenia, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. What's going on? Do you have a question or something that you want to
Well, I
say?
have more like I think I need wisdom in this situation. So I'm just going through like a breakup right now. My husband decided to just, I want to say, take a break. That's what they say. So right now it's like crickets, right? The silent, because I'm not gonna chase and I'm not gonna be after anybody that decides to take that break or do whatever it is that he needs to do to clear his whatever his mind or whatever the case
Wait,
might
how
be.
long you been married?
Huh?
How long you been married? How long you been married?
1 year. We've been together 4, and we just got married.
And he want a break?
No, he did. He decided
Yeah.
to take a break.
God damn, after a year? Jesus Christ.
Very
That
immature.
okay.
Very immature. So so right now he started to like send like text messages.
To wait,
I
to what?
huh?
You said he started to what?
He started like sending text messages like, "Hi, how are you? How's your, how are you doing?" Just asking like, I want to say like nonsense questions, like at least for me, maybe that's the way I see it. Like he left like today. Hey, I left some jean shoes there. Are my jean shoes there? And I'm like, well, he left them there for like a reason, right? So little things like that. And I just need wisdom on that. Right now, I'm like going through the process where I'm just working on myself. Like I took all the energy from those 4 years that I poured so much, and I just brought them to me. And I'm just like at peace. So I just need wisdom.
What is he saying that he needs space from?
I think just what he told me, just that he was like stressed out from work, the relationship, like I'm trying still to navigate through like the whole, like everything. I mean, I'm not a young little girl.
What
So
who does he live with?
I just told him he needs to get a place because I think he wanted to stay here, take and be a roommate. And I told him, no, you want that break, you need your own space, you need your own place.
Let me tell you something. I'm
Yes.
gonna be very honest. Okay? I'm gonna give you my very honest answer or my very honest opinion. One, if okay, if I'm your husband and you're my wife, and I'm stressed at work and I'm doing this, I don't need to get away from you. I need to lean into you more. I need to lean into you more. I need to depend on you more. But to completely dispatch and disconnect, it says this one thing about men. One thing about men that I've learned, me being a man, and me knowing many men, men just don't go into the mountains and pray and be alone, right? Men just men, when we take break, it's somebody else that we're breaking with. Oftentimes, it's somebody who we break because we're not going to find God. We're not going to the mountains to pray and be by ourselves with our legs folded and that's not what it is. And so the fact that he knows that you ain't going nowhere. He knows that you're gonna be right there waiting for him when he's ready. Like he's God, because like how we do God, we tell God, I'll be right back. I know you ain't going nowhere because let me go and sin my sins and you're gonna be and so he knows that you're like God, you ain't going nowhere. He's gonna always welcome him back. And since he knows that, he can leave. Because what husband will leave their wife when he's a protector? And so if I'm my wife's protector, why am I leaving her? Why am I leaving my family? Who am I protecting now? Why am I leaving my wife with no covering? Right?
Yeah.
Physical, emotionally, mentally, and it's causing you more stress. So something is up. If I was you, let me tell you what I would do. I would start the papers. And let me
Yeah.
tell you this. When you start the papers, two things are going to happen. He's going to run his ass back home, or he's going to push farther.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what he does. If you start them papers, two
Okay.
things happen. He come closer, or he stays exactly where he is and go farther. If he stays farther, it's because that's where he wanted to be. If he comes back, it's because it was a temporary thing. Now I don't know if it's temporary. I mean, I wouldn't say to take him back, but that's you. I will start the papers because I think people know who they can manipulate. People
Mm.
know who they can mess with that. Because if you said, "Hey, now is it we separate? We are done," or he gonna say, "Okay, fine. I'll stay here. I'll stay home." Because sometimes you have to teach these men what you're not able to put up with. But if you're
Yeah.
gonna put up with him and answering his text messages and tell him why, he ain't gonna stop. So I will start the papers. Hey, listen, by the way, baby boy, let's start the papers. I'm not gonna be in this kind of dynamics. We
Yeah.
tried, it didn't work. I appreciate you. And when you do it, you can't be angry either.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you're
Yeah. No,
angry,
yeah.
so
Yeah. No.
yeah, yeah. So if you do it, you're gonna be like, hey, listen. So I was thinking, since we separated, by the way, and we're not really married because you live there, I live here. I don't know what type of marriage this is. Let's start the paperwork. I'll do up the paperwork. I see my lawyer, and and then if he really want to come back, he'll wake his ass up. But to be honest, even if he wake his ass up, I wouldn't even tell you to take him back because that's a man who learned to manipulate you. They
Yeah.
know when to come back when you are done. So I will. I'm good.
Just let him be. Just let
But
him
that's
go.
what I would. That's what I would do. Because
Yeah.
what's the point of having a husband when you have no protection or no covering? What's the damn point? I would be done. But we're not going. Men don't go find themselves in the forest finding Buddha and meditation. That's not what men do. Chances are, when a man leaves you like that, he has someone else that he has interest in, and right now the grass is greener. To
Yeah.
him, he think,
It's
he
never
think
greener.
it might be
That is
greener, right? It might look greener, but I think he knows it's not green enough because he's waiting. He has the door open that he can come back.
Yeah.
That's
The
why he's
grass is
not
only
done yet.
greener because there's a septic tank over there.
Mm, feeding him. He thinks it's greener, but it ain't greener. But if you let him back, he might realize that it's not green and he might come back to you. But I don't think that you want him back anyways.
No, I think right now I'm just at peace. Like I went through already, that
Mm,
stage of like, you know, letting him know, hey, don't mess this up. It's been only
yeah.
a year of marriage, 4 years together. Don't mess it up. But I think I
Mm.
just went through that stage already. And right now it's been like, hasn't been not even a month. So yeah, it's like brand new.
Wait.
So
What has it been a month? What has it been a month?
I mean, the separation
Oh, so it's fresh.
is fresh. It's fresh.
Man, that's a whole. I thought I thought you'd been going for a while.
No, it's fresh.
Maybe a conversation is needed, man, because something is going on. There's something going. Something is going on, man.
Yeah. So I think
Maybe
he
a
just
conversation.
wants to keep like the
Hmm?
text going just to see how I react or something. I have no idea. I'm just probably not giving him like any like energy of my energy or just my thoughts or anything like that. I'm just working on me. Like I'm not this young little girl that's gonna bounce up and down and roll roll around the floor and go after him. I think probably that's what he wants, but I'm not giving him that. So
Wait, Miranda. If that were you, Miranda, what would you do? Let me have another
What would
woman's
I have
opinion
done?
because
I
yeah,
I'd let him do whatever he wants to do. I wouldn't let him back in the house. He's got a
yeah,
truck he can sleep in or a car he can sleep in. Change the lock. Tell him it's
that's
like
what I
that's what you
did.
chose.
That's what I did. I
Tell him that
changed a lot.
yeah, tell him that's what you chose. That's what you want to do. Did
Yeah.
he tell you why he wanted a break?
He wanted a break because what he told me, because I did talk to him, I was like, he's not the person where he communicates. So he's like that macho Hispanic Latino man that don't know how to they can't communicate. They can't have like a really straight, strong conversation. And for what he told me is that, he was just stressed from the relationship, from work, from everything, and that he just needed like to clear his mind. He wanted to stay here, and I said, that doesn't make sense.
Well,
It
that's
doesn't make
because
sense.
he's wanting the benefit of you and all the things that you offer and still have his house taken care of and his meals cooked for him and but he's
Yeah.
still wanting to go play. It's like men that act like this, I refer to them as teenagers. They're wanting to extend out their teenage years.
I mean, he's 44 years old. I'm thinking, you should know what you want, I think, already at that age. I mean, but yeah, very childish. So finish the locks. Keep the key.
Men know how to communicate just fine whenever it's something that they want. In my opinion, he's not wanting to communicate because he doesn't think that you'll believe either what he's saying or because he doesn't want to have to admit the truth of what he's actually doing. But
Yeah.
even people that seemingly can't communicate can communicate just fine. They're just choosing not to.
Yeah.
They thrive in that realm of, you know, being able to leave things kind of like broad stroke, like
Mm-hmm.
generalizations,
Yeah.
because then
Yeah.
what it's doing is it's allowing you to use your imagination to come up with the answers and fill in those gaps instead of him being straightforward and giving them to you. And if it's something that benefits him, he can be like, oh yeah, that's it. Or he
Yeah.
can
So
say, well, that's not what I said. I didn't do that. So it
yeah.
leaves a space open so he can actually maneuver around in it. So if he's not giving you straightforward answer, that's your answer. He's trying to be vague on purpose.
but but let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that you are doing something wrong too? I mean, because let's just say, what
Yeah.
if you doing something that he doesn't like?
Well, I think for the past couple of months, I noticed that I will get like really like anxious. So I would just speak back, because he's very loud. So for me to really get a word across, I will get louder. And that was happening for like, I want to say 2 months, and it was draining me and it was probably draining him too. To the point where I was like, let me speak. Let's just have a normal conversation instead of like, like getting loud, because we're not getting a point across. And that's
Did
my
he say
basic.
that you did anything that he didn't like? Did he say that did he will blame you for anything, or did he say that you were doing anything wrong that he didn't like?
Well, one thing that he said, because to me, see, when I grew up, my dad taking care of like the family, right?
Mhm.
So um, with him, it was everything 50-50. Everything. It was like everything to the penny. If he put a little more, it was like he would throw it on my face. So, and I would let him know, like, if I need a roommate, I just go get me a roommate. I'm not, I mean, I'm here to help you, but can you lead? Can you lead us? And he struggled with that since the beginning of the relationship. So I think that bothered him so much that that's what,
Well,
at the end, that's what he said. That I
Did,
will
was
throw in
that
his face
was that
that,
discussed before you guys got together about everything being split 50-50? Because if it
yeah,
was, it might be a situation where he feels like he got duped and you're not keeping your end of the bargain. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that
yeah,
could be a possibility of what he might be thinking.
yeah. I mean, we did, and I agree. But I think it's just because I felt like I was putting so much, and it became like a burden that I think I addressed it and I talked to him about it, and how do you call it? And it just ended up just like we are right now.
Well, I'm sorry that you both are going through that. That's unfortunate. It's not
I think
easy
a
to.
conversation.
It's not easy.
I think a conversation is needed. I think a conversation
Hmm.
with expectations is needed. I think a conversation. Hey, listen, let's sit down. Let's talk about this. Let's see where do we want to go, and how can I help you, and how can you help me? What do you need from me? Because I think sometimes, what do you
Yeah,
need from me, and this is how I'm going to support you. What do you need from me? What can I do to help you? And so I think the meet of the mind needs to happen because nobody want to throw away a marriage.
no,
After four
yeah,
years or 5 years. But I think a good conversation is necessary. Because I think something is missing. There's some information is missing, some misunderstanding. Because nobody just pick up and leave, except if he just don't want to be there.
yeah,
Except if you don't want to be there. But I think a conversation is necessary. I really think it is. Maybe not the divorce instantly because it's been a month. Maybe, hey, what needs can I bring to you, or what needs are not being met? What needs can I give to you, or what needs do you have that's not being met?
yeah.
And please tell me, let's be honest. And then
Another
I think
suggestion
you
is
hmm?
Another suggestion could be is maybe he's looking at 50-50 as just money and you're looking at 50-50 as being the money and like the housework and doing all the things at home. And so maybe if you're covering more things at home, then that's why, an unspoken communication is that maybe you're thinking that maybe he can cover something because you are doing more housework or more domestic labor. And so you're seeing that as being part of the 50-50 and he's not. So maybe that needs to be discussed too.
I think
Yeah.
at the time we were like breaking up, it was so hard to like really talk to him and get to him. So the best thing, it was like, okay, just go. Because I don't think he was like probably listening. And now that he's like texting back, I just don't know how to address it or how or what to do. Or
Talk to me. Hey, come to the house and talk to me if you want to talk. Talk to me. Talk to me if you want to talk to me. All this texting back, I'm not playing. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking?
I'm 47 years old.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk to you to text when
So,
you're calling. If you want to talk, come to the house. Hey, come to the house and talk to me. We're not gonna be playing this game. At a certain point, we're too old. But
yeah,
I think at a certain point you have to ask the question, what can I help you with? What is going on? What do you want? Like somebody said, they both sound tired, like they don't want to do the work. Maybe after 4 years you realize, yeah, we got married because we've been together 4 years,
yeah,
right? Like, did you get married because you actually wanted him to be a husband and you wanted to be a wife to him? Like, be honest. Do you think that you actually wanted to be a wife to him?
yeah, of course.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe that conversation is needed, man.
Okay.
Maybe it's just needed. Like that serious. Hey, I didn't
I
text you
think
back.
you I think you both had an idea of what marriage was going to be, and I don't think either one of you expressed it fully to the
Yeah,
other, so there could have been an agreement. I think there was a lot of filling in on assumptions on what it was going to be for both of you based off what you guys have seen growing up. And I've noticed that that's a lot of miscommunication with people, is they assume that marriage is one thing whenever somebody else thinks it's another. So maybe a reestablishment or a renegotiation of the terms of the relationship needs to be had. Have a post-nup instead of a prenup. People do that sometimes. And you can write out what you guys expect from each other, but let it be known what it's expected instead of just keeping it to yourselves, thinking that the other person's going to eventually catch on. You guys are married. You should be able to tell each other anything.
Indeed. I hope that it works out, and I hope that you have a conversation. And then the next time, have the conversation, and then come back, and then let's talk about
Okay.
it. Maybe it would be a better, a better conversation, because now at least you know exactly what he's missing, what you are missing, what he needs, what you need, and then see if you can give him what he asks for, and vice versa. And then see, because yes, I believe in marriage. Yeah, I'm a man, and yeah, I'm masculine, but I still believe in marriage. I believe that we shouldn't just, you know what I'm saying? I don't
Get up,
believe in just
go.
ending it right there. So I think a conversation is necessary. Hey, what do you need from me? What do I need
Yeah.
from you? Because I know I have to ask my wife, hey, what do you need from me? Because I can't tell you what you need. You have to ask. And so we have to get that conversation flowing. But I
Yeah.
think maybe we just need to sit down and talk about it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right?
I
Thanks for coming up.
Yeah.
That's
Good
that's
luck.
very brave of you. Good luck, for real. Have a
Okay.
conversation for real. You might not be disappointed. You might have more clarity.
Yeah.
Show him
Thank
this
Talk to
you.
you
live
later.
stream next time you see him.
Yeah. Hey, Miss
Bye.
Lakeland, are you still there? Miss Lakeland, are you still there, Miss Lakeland? I know you've been in that thingy for a while. I don't know if you're still there or not. Oh, yep, you are. I didn't bring you up. Hi, Miss Lakeland. I know you've been waiting for a long time.
I have. Thank you for having me.
No problem. How are you doing?
I'm good. How's everybody?
Everybody is great. Everybody is great. Do you have a question or
Doing
comment
good,
or
thank you.
statement?
My question was, how do you, so I don't really do online dating or through, like apps or anything like that. So my question was, I had met somebody who was overseas, and the longest, I would say, as far as long distance, the person I dated was like an hour and a half. And I know that, how do I say this? I know that body language, like over half of it, and getting to know somebody, that's like 50% of it. So I wanted to know your views on that, or if I should just try to meet somebody who is in my vicinity.
Where are they located?
They are located in Africa,
And where are you located?
in the USA.
How long you been talking to them?
For a month.
For a month. Okay, and you were asking, like, you say body language is about 50%, you say, or more of communication, and you want to know if how, like, what are you asking? Like, how do you know if it's worth it?
Yes.
Um, well, here's what I want to ask you. How when was your last relationship?
Last relationship was in May.
It ended in May this year.
Yes.
Are you over that person?
Yes.
Okay. What is this person online giving you that you really like?
Um, I would say conversation, but then again, you can converse with anybody.
Mhm.
And it's like, I don't really know how to do the online thing because the person I dated before, we did meet online, but we used to go to the same school together. So it wasn't like I just didn't, I've never seen them before.
Okay.
So,
But this person, he gives you conversation all the time.
I would say almost every day.
Okay. The person that you just left in May, how often did you talk? Like, did the conversation sucks? Did communication suck?
The conversation was okay. They talked more than I did, and it was more so about things that they had going on, and the things that I would talk about, it wasn't really something that was important to them. So whenever we stopped talking, um, I was more like go with the flow with it, and I would say at that time more of a pushover. I would just like follow their lead, but I've learned that anybody who I want to date and be with, that I should like their vision, accept their character, and I mean not accept their character, but like their character. So whenever they stop talking to me, I just haven't reached out to them since then. So we have not been in communication.
And this person that you just met online, I bet they listen to you, and I bet they allow you to speak everything that you want to speak, and they listen. They listen with good ears. Do they?
They do, but it's only been a month, and I know that like the last person that I dated, it was about at the 6 month mark that they told me they were like, this is the real me. And then when they said that, like all of their behaviors changed, and I was like, okay, I need to like know somebody for at least 6 months to a year, but I'm not like seeing this person in real life, so they could be telling me things, and it could not be true.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. What's your favorite color?
pink.
Pink. Okay. Um, I was just curious. Do you feel like you are emotionally available?
Can you give me a moment? I'm on the computer. Sorry, there was a knock at the door.
Do you feel like you're emotionally available today?
Um, I would say I need to work more on vulnerability.
Okay. Are you afraid to get
Yeah.
hurt?
Um, I would say I am afraid to get hurt, but at the same time, I know that's a possibility that you can get hurt.
Oh yeah, yeah. But that's not on your mind, not all the time.
What's
Like
that on
getting
my mind
hurt,
all the time?
like getting hurt, or the
No, it's
possibility of getting
not.
hurt.
It's more like trying not to be as shy
Mhm.
is more what I'm focused on, and seeing if this is somebody that I like.
You know, this is what I'm getting at. Oftentimes, many times, oftentimes, not all the time, but many times, we go long distance because it's a way to protect ourselves, right? It's a way how we keep ourselves protected because we won't get too close to them because we know there's a distance. We know there's a far distance, and we won't come, we won't connect physically like that. And so when we are oftentimes, I'm just saying oftentimes, when we are emotionally unavailable, when we are not ready, we will meet somebody who's never around us. And so then you don't have to always see them, you don't have to sleep with them, you don't have to do anything. So that when it's ready to just cut, we can cut easily. So a lot of times we attract people from across the waters, and that keeps a distance. If he disappears, I don't care anyways. No big deal. Right. If she disappears, what's the big deal? So I think you have to ask yourself if you are emotionally available, if you are really available, if you are completely available. Because if not, are you somebody who needs constant? Are you ready to relocate? Will you relocate to where they're at?
I looked up everything, and I was thinking about the situation I'm in, and I told them that it might not be realistic because of how expensive things were, and I don't know anybody that's over there, and I haven't met them yet. And I said that they would need to meet my father first before me even going over there. And I was thinking about just telling them that it wasn't going to work out.
If you're already thinking that and feeling that, I think that's the way that you should go. I really think so. And ask yourself if you are really available. Like, are you available to be in love? Are you available to be in a committed relationship? Because I'm telling you, oftentimes when we are not available, we go long distance. That's one thing of people who are unavailable. We go very long distance. And a matter of fact, does this person even meet your criterias or your requirements?
I would say it seems that way, but I feel like it's only because they asked, or it could be because they asked, but I'm not seeing in person. because I don't see how they interact with other people or how
Yeah.
it is when I'm like around them.
How old are you?
30,
30. And how old is he?
36.
Does he have what you want?
I mean, he seems like he has the good personality traits, but then like the last person I dated who was like an hour and a half away, and like people who I date in the area, it's like you haven't known them long enough to know whether or not it's consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what you should do is just talk. Just talk. No expectations. Just talk. Just he's your friend. Just converse and don't expect, don't get into anything, don't get into any bind. Just talk. And I think after that, I think it would make sense. But I think if you talk with expectations, what that does, long distance it builds strong what was it called? What was it? It builds that strong feeling, that anticipation. And as you anticipate, it can be viewed as love because the anticipation is so strong that you can't wait because I like them and you can't wait. And when some people are missing or distant, you feel that desire stronger. You feel that need, that energy, that it feels like it's magnetic. But that's because you haven't met them and the mind is curious because you want to experience them through your senses. So your taste crave them, your hair, your ear crave them, your touch craves them. So the anticipation is stronger. If I were you, I'll just talk. I'll talk and I don't know, but are you like one of those people who trust easily or don't trust easily?
I think I'm more trusting, and then it's like I've told somebody something, and as I wonder if like I maybe over talk too much. At the same time, I feel like I told him that we should be friends, and he's saying something about a relationship, and I told him that you never know, that we could try to make plans. At the end of the day, our plans sometimes plans don't always go as how we planned it. So even if you
Yeah,
have faith and hope for the best, it doesn't mean that that's going to happen, because I guess I'm kind of spiritual, so I say that like if it's meant to happen, it'll happen, and if it doesn't happen, then it won't. So from my perspective, it could be like up in the air. From them, they're saying that they want a relationship, but it's only been like a month, and we
yeah.
haven't really.
A man who is highly desired don't want a relationship without meeting the person who he's talking to. Naturally, a man who is desired, a man who is successful, a man who is in or who's desired, he doesn't rush into a relationship. And so you will find naturally, oftentimes the man who's ready is the ones who are not ready. They are just saying what you want to hear because a man, like for instance, me, I'm a man who's successful, right? In different ways, right? I'm healthy, I'm successful, and whatever. I'm not ready for anything in a month or two. I don't know who you are. I haven't even touched you or met you, right? I haven't even experienced you. So why am I ready when I have options, right? So a lot of times, men who has desire to lie and ghost and have bad intentions usually already in the beginning. They bring up marriage. They can't wait. They're ready right now. Those are the ones that you gotta look at.
Right now, I'm on the computer. Can you come back?
Yeah. But oftentimes it's not true. He know you for a month and he's ready for a relationship. That's a very red flag. That's what I'm.
Understood.
That's my huh?
I said understood.
Yeah. That's a big red flag. Again, for somebody who now, if nobody wants me, right? If nobody wants me and I have no option, then yeah, hey, hell yeah, I'm ready. But if I'm a man like the way I am, let's not say I'm mad. But if let's say I'm successful, I'm good looking, I'm tall. Oh no, 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 and I have oh no, man, let's take it slow because we ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. You being single, I'm single. Where are we going? Let's take it slow. But a man who usually wants to manipulate you, is moves very fast, very quickly. So be careful, especially long distance. that distance in those areas, you got to be very mindful.
So I don't really know like cause like I've only did like well me and him were I told him that I wanted to try and be friends, but I dated somebody who was an hour and a half away. So for like in person, um would a good time frame be like if we started dating within 3 months,
I
three
would
to
say
s-
between 6 months. Yeah, three.
like yeah,
Everybody's different.
not
Everybody,
dating, but like relationship.
huh?
I said dating, but I meant like relationship. I was gonna say 3 to 6 months, and then if you marry them, about 2 years.
Yeah, I would say about 6 months to be to learn somebody. About 6 months, learn some things about them because you don't really know anybody. But about 6 months, a person begins to show their true colors. You begin to see them when they're angry, and they begin to speak when they're angry. They become comfortable being their true selves. In a month, you don't see nothing. Like, he don't see you picking your nose, you don't see him digging his butt. Like, you don't see nothing at all. And so you don't really know them. But after 6 months, a person they want to get comfortable. And so that's when they're gonna give it all, well, at least some. You know what I mean? So I think about 6 months is when you dating somebody, 5, 6 months. But then again, everybody is different. And I think certain age groups is different. Certain age, like in your 50s, 60s, it's different. In your 20s, it's different. So 50s, 60s, people move a little faster. But you're 30. You do you have kids?
I don't have any.
Huh?
I said I do not have any children.
Listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. Can I be honest with you?
Sure. That's why I guess I came on. Give me the truth.
Let me be honest with you. You are 30 years old. You ain't got no kids, and you look beautiful. If I were you, I ain't messing with no long distance people. I ain't messing with no long distance. I ain't messing with no. I'm messing with people because when I think you seem like you are very attractive, and you seem like you can be level headed, right? And you ain't got no kids, so you ain't got to settle for nothing that you don't want. If it ain't bringing you what you want at this point, at this point in your life, you are, and this sounds very bad. At this point in your life, I think you have bargaining chips.
So
I
what
think you could
now?
have, I think at this point you have bargaining chips. I think you could have whatever you want
Oh,
because now if you had 3 or 4 kids, it would be different. Now you're like, I can't really, but no kids, attractive, still young, 30. I think this is when you need to actually learn what you want now. This is gonna be your best time. Just being honest. This is gonna be your greatest time. Don't waste time on people who are far away. Don't waste time on people who ain't got their shit together. This is the time where you give your best self. You're gonna look the best now. You're gonna. Yeah, I'm just being honest. From a man's perspective, this is the time where you say, "Hey, listen, I don't want to mess with none of the long distance, 16 hours away, where I'm not sure, and I ain't calling you back, and you don't want to hear me. I don't want to talk to you. Find somebody of quality now. This is the time. So don't waste time. Now, I'm talking about this time now. Don't waste your time now.
okay. So as far as standards go, I would say um I don't feel like a lot of the standards online might be different than mine. If I had
What do you?
I would want somebody who can like lead as far as a God-fearing man, but not just saying that you are, but like through actions. And somebody who can like teach me more about God, or if not teach me more about God, then they know what type of church they want to go to and the type of preaching they like. Somebody who wants someone to pray for them, somebody who's kind, not just me with other people, somebody who's generous, somebody who has boundaries, who can say no, but also be a leader in a household, and not only like in a household, but like younger people, as far as like if it was a man and there's like younger men around or like boys around, then they could like lead them and not lead them astray. Somebody who has a vision that I can agree with. And because I feel like whatever vision or direction the man who I want to be with has, that's the direction I'm going to end up going. Because I've learned that in previous relationships where if I did stay in a relationship and I was just kind of like, well, certain things I should have been like, no, this is it. And I just like, maybe I could just let it slide. And I realized that certain things that I would not do, I started doing. So I don't want to date anybody that like smokes, and if they drink, maybe drink occasionally. But like like the main points.
Where do you go? Like, what do you like? Do you go out?
I go to the park. I feel like I was like wondering if like I'm going to the right places because I do like to travel, but I do solo travel, so like the cities around, and I will mostly go to like parks or go to like museums or improv or theater.
You know, what I would tell women, especially dating these days, I think one of the greatest advice dating these days is you gotta find a hobby. And I say a hobby because when you keep going to that place, when you keep doing that thing and you keep going there, you meet people who have the same interests. All right, and you begin to see them on a regular basis. Like for instance, I go to the gym. I have met many people in the gym. And when you meet them in the gym, you see them so often that it's so easy to, hey, how you doing? Right? It becomes so easy to talk to and to relate to and to even converse with. If you see them outside the gym, hey, how you doing? And I would tell you to have something that you enjoy doing and be consistent in that thing. And so when you show up, in that thing on a regular basis, you pay attention to your surroundings. You pay attention to who you are seeing, what they are doing. You hear conversations, and then that's where you're going to learn to choose somebody from. But I think that's a very important place that we have to develop something that we love doing. I think sometimes some of us don't leave the house. Some of us don't leave the house. Some of us don't do anything. Might go one place once in a while, right? We might go once in a while, and so you don't have the time to see people and see what they are doing, seeing their behavior. You have to keep doing, have a hobby, do a couple things on a regular basis. Leave your home, go to the on a regular basis, not to the bar or to the club because I don't think that's what you want. But coffee shops, bookstores, when you sit down in those areas and read a book, like you will see a lot more in those type of environment. Or like you said, um, like for me, I go to the gym, so I see people who, like right now in the gym, at the times that I go, I see that are old men, just old men who I talk to every single day, and I love it because I meet people of my same, you know what I'm saying? And so when you go to those places, you meet people who are like-minded, and that's what I would say. Not being in your home, not be covered up, not be hiding. You have to find a hobby. What hobby do you have right now?
Right now, I'm getting back into my hobbies because I did have a car accident, so I wasn't able to go out.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
just started walking again like 2 weeks ago without crutches.
Wow.
And but before that, I would go to the gym and I was doing an improv where we go to class like once a week. And then at the end of class, we do like a presentation and stuff like that. But I also do arts and crafts, and I like to read and go to the library.
I would find a place where I can go do those things at, and I will on a regular basis, at least 2 or 3 times, at least twice a week, once a week, twice a week. I will take part in those things. I will do it. I will do it. Do men approach you when you're out?
Sometimes they do.
What kind of men? Men that you want?
No. Or it may
Why?
be like if I've worked at a job, if I say that I'm leaving, like whenever I've had where like if I switch jobs and I tell everybody that I'm leaving, then like that's when somebody will say like, "Oh, I wanted to talk to you." And then they'll tell me as I'm switching jobs.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, I mean, you can talk about, I think being with somebody that you work with, I think dating somebody that you work with is just terrible. I think it's a bad idea. Dating where you work is a bad idea. You don't want to date somebody that you work with because if you break up and you see their faces every single day, oh my God, it becomes terrible. So I wouldn't date where I work. So I think even better when you leave, they like you. Best time, even better. But you have to look at the men who comes to you on a regular basis. Look at how they carry themselves. Look at the way they talk. Look at what they expect from you, and then you got to learn how to see yourself in it. Sometimes you got to see yourself. Why do those same men approach me? But I think one of the biggest questions that I would have for you, one of the biggest things I would have for you, is to see if you are really available. Now, I know you said that you start walking 2 weeks ago. Emotionally, how are you dealing with that?
Um,
Do you have issues with your self-worth, your self-image? Like, are your confidence is messed up a little bit, or how do you see yourself in that?
I think at the beginning, but now I feel like it has improved since the beginning because I realized that material things like my car and stuff like that can be replaced. So I've been getting closer as far as reading my Bible and realizing that more than material things around us, that we are important. And if I got a second chance to still be here, then that's the most important thing.
I think the self-image has changed. I think your self-image will mess up the way how you see your availability, your self-image, the way you see yourself, because it's a big, getting in a car crash and messing up yourself that you couldn't walk. It f's with how you see yourself. It f's with how you think the world sees you, and it makes you become. You look at who who will want me and what do I have and I don't have, and so you begin to take what you can get because your self-image is altered. And so you have to become available. If you are available, you can have what you want. If you're not available emotionally, then you can only get what you take. But you have to come to a place where you can actually sit still, think about, I am available. I am emotionally available. My self image is high. My self esteem, my confidence. You have to build those things back up because based on your self image is what you can afford. Your self image is your currency. And so if you think that your self image is down here, you can only get down here because that's what you think that you deserve, because that's what you feel like would want you. So your self image is a big deal. I would tell you, get the self image back up. Not saying that you have a low self esteem, but I'm saying I would tell you to get to the place where you feel comfortable in your own self, comfortable in your own mind, comfortable, go back to that old you. Bring life into yourself, and then I think what you attract will change. You might even meet men in your town that looks at you and say, "This is my type."
I think
I
that
think you.
that definitely makes a lot of sense because before, like now that you're saying that, before whenever I wasn't walking and like going through the process of like learning how to walk and stuff again, that's around the time where I did meet the other person. And now it's kind of like I don't know if it's worth it. And then the person I dated before that, um, our relationship ended almost a week after. Was it a week? No, a couple weeks before the car accident. But it was like how they were treating me was how I accepted my family treating me. And then after the car accident, I had to start having more boundaries because of us always being around each other and me not having my car to leave and stuff like that. So, me needing my family's help, I still had to have them not
Yeah.
disrespect me while also asking for help. So, me and my family members, we don't argue how we did before the car accident, and we have a better relationship, and things are changing. So I would say my self-esteem was lower before that, but now that I've had to start saying no and things of that nature, things have gotten better. So maybe I just need to keep going up.
Yeah, indeed. I'm telling you, when you keep going up in your self image, you keep getting higher, right? And you keep attracting higher things. So I think you should leave that dude over there alone because I think the reason why you might see him is because the way how you see yourself. So I think as you expand, as you grow, as you get back into yourself and feed yourself, I think what you desire will change, and I think what you deserve you will get. So your self image is one of the strongest thing that attracts everything to you. So put back into yourself because I think there's somebody locally. Where do you live? Oh, which state?
I live in Georgia, but I live in like a smaller town. But even though it is smaller, that doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities.
Right, right. I think you should keep doing what you're doing and then leave that one alone. Yeah, because availability is dependent a lot of times on your self-image. If you think something is wrong with you, you're gonna go farther because the farther they are, the less damage that they can do, the less pain that they can bring to you. And when you are, I think when you are closer, you realize, yeah, I can be hurt, but this is what I want, right? So I think that you should wait, build back up yourself, and you might be surprised that somebody's right there just waiting for you, just looking at you this whole time.
I don't know if I've been on too long. I have one question to ask that's like not related to like this at all.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been in discussion with people and they say that I guess like that you can't love people unconditionally but not give people access. How do you feel about unconditional love but not unconditional access?
Well, that's two different things. Love and access is two different things. I can love, you know, even when Christ said, "Love everyone as love yourself," but it don't mean that you have to give everybody access. Especially somebody who can just keep messing with you or abusing you, and they don't need access to you. So but you can still love people. Loving people doesn't mean that I have to bring you in my space, right? It's like, for instance, sometimes the people that you love, the only way to love them is from a distance. I mean, sometimes the only way to love them is from a distance because every time they come closer to you, they poke at you, they disrespect you, they abuse you, and so you have to separate that space. So I could allow myself to love you because that's what I am. That's what I want to do. But to have access to me, I can't because that removes the love, right? Because the access, if I give you access, you challenge my love because now I'm angry all the time. I'm frustrated. I have resentment, and so let me keep the distance. So unconditional love and access is two different things. It's never the same. Like just because I love you don't mean I have to be with you either. See what I'm saying? Just because I love you, I don't have to be. Because a lot of us divorce when we have a divorce, it's not because we don't love each other. Oftentimes, it's because it's not going well. There's something that's wrong. I still love you, but I know I can't be with you. And so that's what it is. I can love you, but access, I can't. Because every time I bring you in, you break something. See what I'm saying? It's like having a kid who's a crackhead or a family member who's a crackhead. Every time they come to your house, they steal something, right? And they sell it. And so you love them, they're your brother or your family, but every time you come to the house, I can't. You know what? I'll give you some money outside, okay? Let me meet you somewhere. I'll give you some food, but I can't bring you in the house because every time you come here, something goes missing, and I can't keep doing it.
Okay, that
You feel
makes
what I
sense.
mean?
I might have to use that whenever I'm talking to people because I do ask that people the question and they're always like, "That's not the same." I was like, "I know it's not the same, but like you can still love people, and not be around them." So
Yeah.
I just wanted like a good example so that whenever I do talk to people, I can be like, "Kurt said." Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you. You be blessed.
You too.
You all, thank man. You all been with me for a while. I've been on here for a long time. Miranda, I've been here for a long time, huh? I have to go eat.
An hour and 53 minutes so far and counting.
Lord, that's a long time, ain't it? But yeah, thank you. We gotta do this more often, man. What do you think?
I think having them up one at a time like that's actually very helpful. It gives better
Yeah,
answers instead of just generalizing everything and people aren't left so confused.
yeah, I agree. I agree. I definitely agree. And thank you for joining me, Miranda. We gotta do this more often, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me up. Thank you for
I gotta
allowing
go
me
eat
to
now.
assist.
Of course, girl. Of course. You know you're my right hand.
That's right.
Jamisha, thank you so much. You all have a blessed, blessed, blessed day. Thank you all for coming by. Thank you guys for showing me love. Thank you guys for being here for so long. TikTok, thank you, Cece. Thank you, Renee. Thank you all for being here for a long time, man. Chestney and Motivation and Jamisha, Resilient. Man, you all been here for
Love
a
you,
while.
Jamisha.
Elijah, Oren. guys for coming in, man. But we gotta do this more often. I think I want to bring up more discussions so we can actually y'all can just. I think we want. I think I want to bring up more discussions, like especially when it comes to from relationships or spirituality or like specific discussion that we can actually discuss some things and you can speak your own interpretations or your own opinions and I think that's what we need to do because I think I'm not on here trying to push bad vibes and bad energy and say all the crappy things that might attract more people because it sounds stimulating because it's angry from an angry place, you know what I mean? So I do appreciate I don't like to bring them type of information. It makes me feel weaker. So I'm glad you all have a blessed day and we will see you guys again. And Miranda, we gotta do this more often, man.
I agree. Just let me know. I'm
All
here
right.
whenever you need me.
I will.
Tell your beautiful
Y'all be
wife I
blessed.
said hello. Give your children
I will.
a kiss on the forehead.
tell Tim I said what's up.
I will do so.
Alrighty. Talk to you guys later.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.